So I knew I was going to be good because I just obsess about everything. And then I met them pair and I adore them. Their training is fantastic. And then they leveled me up. Like I ended up doing 20 training courses in a year.
Stop it.
Yeah, I nearly killed myself, but it's okay. We're still here. I could do with some eyes, a little bit tired, but we're still, they are amazing. So I think that, and it was completely by chance. It was a contract in Faces. I was sort of playing around. I didn't really know how to use the app. I was very new to it. So again, like just divine guidance, putting me where I needed to be.
Hi guys, it's Holly here at Faces. Welcome back to the Face It podcast. Today I'm here with the lovely Aimee from Aesthetics with Aimee. Thank you so much for joining me on the podcast, lovely. It's really, really good to have you on.
Thanks for having me.
You're more than welcome. So just to kick things off, why don't you just give us a little bit of background into how you got into the industry, where Aesthetics with Aimee started, and how you've got to where you are now?
I think I took the most indirect route to opening a business in aesthetics there ever could be. So I did an unrelated desk job for 20 years, solely worked in that job, set up my own business. That was going 10 years. But I was diagnosed with slip discs and arthritis in my neck. So every time I went to see my consultant, he was like, you can't work at a desk, you cannot do this. It is causing, so many problems. And I just carried on because what else was I going to do? In my mind, I'd done this job, I was set. So 3 grueling operations later, I just thought, I can't do this. I'm causing more damage just trying to do my job. What do I really want to do? So that was my first step, was it's a second chance. It has to be a passion. It has to light me up from inside. Like, we're going to run with it. So I went back to college and did my access to nursing. I had a very set plan. I was going to be a mental health nurse. Aesthetics wasn't on my goals, but the universe has a way of guiding you, doesn't it? Like pushing you into where you need to be. So finished my access to nursing, COVID hit, and I had some time to reflect. And I really put my ego to the side and thought, I can't do 12-hour shifts. I physically cannot do that job. And that sort of was really sad because that was the path I was on. So I needed something that was very science-backed, love science, and then quite artistic. I love creating things, and I thought, we're going to do it. We're going to go for aesthetics. This is a perfect blend of those 2 things. And once I get an idea, I'm hellbent. That's it. So I was on it. My family are like that. Oh God, not again. Not again. They're used to me by now. So I went and did, studied so hard for a year, and then I went and did my first training course in anti-wrinkles and dermal fillers, basic and advanced. That was good, but by chance, actually through the Faces app, I found a training academy closer to me, MCS, Aesthetics or Training Academy.
Matt and Emma.
You remember?
Oh, shout out to Matt and Emma. We all love you.
Absolutely love and adore them. They changed my path for the better. They leveled me up. So I knew I was going to be good because I just obsess about everything. And then I met them pair and I adore them. Their training is fantastic. And then they leveled me up. Like I ended up doing 20 training courses in a year.
Stop it.
Yeah, I nearly killed myself, but it's okay. We're still here. I could do with some eyes, a little bit tired, but we're still, they are amazing. So I think that, and it was completely by chance. It was a contract in Faces. I was sort of playing around. I didn't really know how to use the app. I was very new to it. So again, like just divine guidance, putting me where I needed to be. So yeah, that's how I got into it.
I'm so pleased. Just on that note, anyone watching, go to your services section, training courses, and you'll have a list of fully accredited academies there, including MCS Aesthetics. So Matt and Emma, shout out. That, do you know what? I love that story, Aimee. I think, you know, you've, like you say, you've been certainly on a journey, you know, having spent so much time suffering and in a completely different industry, to then thinking you're going to go do your nursing, to then COVID leading you on a completely different path. But like you mentioned, I believe that kind of everything happens for a reason, and you're kind of where you're meant to be now. At what point, sort of during COVID or around that time, did you start to kind of think about aesthetics or sort of look into it?
I think, you know, I was about 37 at the time. I was aging, my face was changing, and I was aware that I'd always looked young, and then all of a sudden aging was coming. And I followed, which I now realise, some amazing practitioners. At the time, I just was obsessed with watching their treatments. I thought, I love this is amazing. And the transformation they could do, and then seeing how happy their clients were, I thought, you know what, I can do this. I can absolutely do it. Sometimes I, you know, look back and think, a little slower aims, you know, why do we have to go like 100 miles an hour with everything? But when I get an idea, that's it. I know I can do it. I know I'll be amazing. So I'm willing to put the work in.
Yeah, 100%. I know. By the way, how old are you now?
41.
I literally can't believe that. I
Yeah,
thought you were like,
41.
genuinely, I thought you were like 25. Like, I thought you were younger than me.
It's not a very clear camera, but thank you. I'm going to take that and run
You
with
look
it.
incredible. Anyway, back to your career then. So obviously, like you say, you got into aesthetics, you did your initial training, you then did some better training, which really like pushed you confidence and everything. So
Yeah.
at what point did you sort of feel like, okay, I can like fully open my own clinic now. I've got some clients coming through the door and everything's starting to drive where I want it to drive?
I don't think there's ever a perfect time to open a clinic. You know, if you wait for that, it's like having children. If you wait for that perfect time, it doesn't really exist. But I do believe that I had a good client base.
Yeah.
I had 98% returning client base. So I knew that they, you know, would follow me. And I was renting a room, and that was fantastic, but it didn't give me the freedom and the flexibility I needed to grow. So it's taken, well, just short of a year, so 11 months from training, renting a room, and then 11 months later, I just declared, I'm going to have a clinic.
Oh,
And again, my family are like this, I cannot cope, like she's not, I cannot cope. And they're like, oh, that's a great idea. And they, you know, I'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and say to my husband, quick palm out, I just need you to build me a base like this. And I'm drawing in the dark. He's like that. You've got to stop.
But you know what?
But yeah,
I think
so and then here we are.
Someone like you is perfect for this industry, not only because you care and all of that, but also because this industry is rapidly moving. Like, you seem like someone who just wants to be on the go, constantly learning, you know, doing.
Yeah.
So for someone like you, it is a perfect industry because, I mean, there's new treatments coming out every single week, new products out. You have to really keep on with it.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
so ever changing. With regards to sort of the initial building of your client base, I know you said you rented a room somewhere. Was that how you sort of initially started to build, or have you got any other advice for anyone who's maybe struggling?
Oh, absolutely. I did family and friends, always discounted in exchange for social media content. I think that was really important. Model days, absolutely important, just covered my costs. So for a good while, it was cost covering. And then I showcased to others what I could do. I was like, look, I can, you know, this is how good I am. This is what I can do. Put your trust in me. But a lot of it was also word of mouth. Once I'd got that content, it was amazing. My clients are just wonderful, and they tell their friends and they tell their friends. So I'm so grateful to every single one of them because they've all supported me and continue to support me. I'm very fortunate. They are wonderful.
Oh, that's amazing. That's so lovely, Aimee, as well. But I was having this conversation with someone yesterday around how your clients are literally a walking advertisement. And it made me think of a time like maybe 5 or 6 years ago where I was working in an office and one of the girls got her lips done. So I was like, oh my God, where did you go? Like, they look really good. And then I
Yeah,
went to that same place, and it's literally, that is how it works, isn't it? Because people love
yeah,
recommending. If you've got a friend or, you know, family member or colleague who's had a treatment done, you like the result, why would you then go and look for someone else? You may as well just go to that same
yeah.
place.
And you feel safe then, and you feel secure, and that's a big aspect of this industry, knowing that you're in safe hands. And I think, again, when it's recommended, your friends, your mom, your sister, your aunt, your brother, they've recommended, you feel safer. And that's a really big thing, especially if you're new to any treatments, first time as well. You don't know what to expect.
Yeah, absolutely. Just moving on to your client base then. So obviously we know that all your clients are lovely, always recommending you. You feel like, you know, you've got a really, really good client base.
Yeah.
What kind of demographic do you have? And also what treatments are your clients loving at the moment?
So my clinic is in a beautiful little village in Studley, and the clients that by fluke, I don't know, the demographic that I've attracted is probably between the average is 30 to 60. So we are slightly more mature women who perhaps have just started noticing the difference in aging,
Yeah.
and then they're sort of trying to regulate how they feel about that and what they're happy with and what they're not. And then through to like menopausal age, which was a big drive recently for me to sort of deep dive into that. And then slightly older, and perhaps their children have moved out, and they've got a little bit more time, and they're like, you know what, I'm gonna do some things for me, which is lovely as well. So yeah, about that age, predominantly women. I do treat a few men, but mostly women in about that age.
Amazing. Just touching on the menopause aspects, we touched on that before we started recording. Like you say, it's become a lot more kind of talked about more recently, which rightly so. It's a part of a woman's life, which just kind of is just
Yeah.
never, you just don't get educated about it, and there's just not enough like out there to, you know, people, it's almost like the elephant in the room sometimes. With regards to maybe your clients who are going through that or perhaps experiencing symptoms, how do you support your clients within that time? Because I know it can be kind of awkward if it's not something that they raise.
Yeah, so it all started in the consultation. I'd ask them, standard, do you want any medication? And the same types of medication were coming up for similar ages. So I would just delve a little bit deeper because it was antidepressant medication. So I needed to be sure that mentally they were okay for this treatment. And then they would explain actually that since they've been perimenopausal, menopausal, their mood swings have been horrific, and they just cannot cope. So low dose, but that helped really level them out. And it became a running statistic within the clinic. And I thought, gosh, I need to look into this. I need to know more. I don't know anything. I didn't know anything about menopause or, perimenopausal, only from talking to friends of mine and talking about their symptoms. So, I mean, I always think in my clinic, it's a bit of a therapy session anyway. Every time they come in, we have a good old giggle. Sometimes I'm telling them, no, you can listen to me in my day. You lie there and I'll tell you all about my day. And just kind of, break that barrier.
Yeah.
I'm an oversharer, so I'll share something wildly inappropriate with them, totally
Yeah.
too much, and they love it. And then it comes back, and they will then say, how their mood has changed, their weight has changed, their skin is changing, it's become more dry. They're not sleeping, we're having hot flushes, they're feeling down, and it's so unknown for them because it's not been talked about the menopause. It was like mental health 5 years ago. Let's sweep that under the carpet. So it's just a bit of a safe space. We just talk, we open up, and the more I can educate myself, the more I'm able to listen and understand what the clients are saying.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point, Aimee. It's because I think there's a lot of practitioners out there, like myself. I'm not a practitioner, but I'm a 28-year-old woman with very little education and knowledge on the menopause. But like you touched on, practitioners are therapists. You guys,
Yeah.
as soon as you step into that clinic room, I don't know what it is, but it's almost like you can
Comes
offload.
out.
Yeah. So you guys hear and see everything, right? So I think it's really important for practitioners to either find some education on these types of topics, or like you did, go and do some learning yourself, just so
Yeah.
you can relate a little bit and at least have that knowledge. Because I think particularly now there's a lot more male practitioners. Men don't want to talk about periods at the best of times, let alone women's changes. So I think there just needs to be more out there, doesn't there, particularly for this industry?
Yeah. 100%. And it is, as you said, it's a therapy room. It's somewhere that is strictly confidential. When clients are coming in, they are talking about generally an insecurity they have. So if they say, I'd like fat dissolving, I don't like this area, could you have a look at my chin? I'm a bit insecure when people are looking at me from the side. So I feel they're already on the back foot to some degree.
Yeah.
So our job as practitioners is to just be a big warm hug. Say, you're safe, give us a hug, we're okay, and then when you can see sometimes there's that, oh, okay. And then there's a big offload and lots of other things come up as well. And I just think people are relieved to be able to talk about this. 50 years ago, we all would have been locked up for being hysterical.
Yeah.
That's how quickly the times are turning. It's just a breath of fresh air to be able to talk about it.
Yeah, 100%. But it sounds like, with your experience plus having a lot of clients around the same age range and everything, you've kind of learned a lot more about that age bracket,
Yeah, definitely.
demographic, which is amazing. And with regards to the treatment side of things, are there specific treatments that you find your maybe more mature ladies are enjoying, or ones that you you recommend quite a lot to different clients?
So I would say 80% of the clients that I have, our rule is we want people to say to them, oh gosh, you look so well, but they don't know what they've had done. So there's a running joke in the clinic that we say if the husband asks if we're having a vitamin facial, just having a vitamin facial.
Love
When in
that.
actual fact, what we're doing is anti-wrinkle. I mean, that's just a queen of all treatments. That is a baseline anti-aging. And we keep it natural, but we're trying to preserve the face as it is. So in the next 10 years, it's looking like it does now.
Yeah.
Skin boosters are incredible, depends on which skin booster you're using. Are we trying to hydrate, which is good during the menopause, or are we trying to sort of do a bit of biohacking with the polynucleotides? So we'll assess and we'll use the skin boosters. And I think people are so much more educated now, which I love.
Yeah.
I get so excited when anyone wants to talk to me about, any science part of the treatment.
Yeah.
And then we're doing a bit of cheeky facial profiling, just a smidge here and there.
Oh, okay, love that. So what would that normally entail in your clinic?
start from the top, work your way down. We're lifting them cheeks. We're just, you know, replacing essentially where the fat pad would be. We're just giving a little lift, that lift the jowls. We're sometimes giving a little bit in the chin so we can just smooth off that jaw, but we're doing it just every vitamin facial
Yeah.
a little at a time. Because we want to be discreet. It's a very personal journey, and I think lots of people have lots of opinions on what we choose to do. And I think as long as the treatments that we do are, you know, this is my fundamental belief, they look natural.
Yeah.
They are individual to the client, so we're not doing off-the-shelf treatments. In the benefit of the client. If you're just doing it for money, you're in the wrong job, you will not last.
100%. I want to come to you
Yeah.
now. I feel like you are one of those practitioners where the clients, the treatment's like the second most important thing. They just want to come and see you and chat to you.
Honestly, I know which music my clients like. Last week when I was doing lips, my client was humming a Backstreet Boys song, so I put Alexa on full blast. We repeatedly sang that, so she wasn't in pain. I'm there. I have a very beautiful client who I'm now announcing. I told you I was an oversharer. I'm announcing this to the world. I have a love for country music. I mean, everyone should love country. So I turn Alexa off before normal clients come in because they're like, that's a ruined my street credit, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I've got one client similar age to me who loves country music, so we're there full blast, living our best lives. So, you know, just I care so much about them, and I want them to have a wonderful time. And they're spending it. Treatments aren't cheap; it's a lot of money. So everything from the way the clinic smells to how I greet you, you know, to you say anything to me and it goes no further. Everything has to be perfect for them.
Yeah. Do you know what? Like you said, those that are in it for money will never be successful. It's those who put the time and effort into that whole client experience like you do, from the start right until after the treatment. And it's those little things like remembering the music that they like, remembering their kids' names or their dog's name.
Yeah.
Those little things, which by the way, guys, if you don't have the best memory, go on your notes and your consent forms on faces and write them.
My computer, which is normally behind me, saying it's all on my notes. I've got pictures of their dogs, you know, perhaps and their cheeks and their lips, and I'm here for it. You know, I love that. And I make notes because I want to talk to them about those things. I want to remember. I just love it. This was my second chance. It was either do something I could physically do or stop working. And my brain doesn't work that way. Look, my husband would literally divorce me because the house would be renovated. I'd be knocking walls down and all sorts. I'd last about 4 days without working. He's like, you're going to work. You need to find a job that you love, that you can do.
And you know what? You've absolutely found that because you're glowing. I can just see everything you're saying just shows that this is so the right industry for you. Aimee, what's next? What is next for you in your business then in the next 6 to 12 months? What have you got planned?
My first instinct is like, we're just going to survive. Like, we've got 4 kids and a dog with a broken leg, and you know, who's got solid mental health? Because that's not me. But all jokes aside, I've got some masterclasses booked. I couldn't be more excited about this. This is my passion, and we're going to get deep on this facial profiling. I want to be somebody that others come to and say, Ames, can you help me? And you know, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? So on a side note, aesthetics can be a lonely industry. I've been really lucky. I've met girls on training courses that I still keep in touch with, that I love and adore. You know, I'm really fortunate, but I know for others, it can be a lonely existence. So I want to be that good that people will message and say, can you just help me with this? And I'll be like, yeah, of course. So facial profiling is massive on my list. I haven't admitted this to my family because I did promise no more training courses this year.
Yeah.
Masterclasses don't count because it's different names. So I'm looking into the threads.
Okay.
I've seen some amazing results, and the science behind it works. And I've seen some not so good results. So next year, I think I'm going to deep dive into, is that right for my clients? Is it something I should do? What do the medical papers, scientific papers? I need to review everything. So I think a bit more training because, got to live on the wild side. And then I want to enjoy it. The first year I've spent pedaling, and I have really enjoyed it, but I feel like I can relax a little bit more now. I'm in my flow.
Yeah.
It's going good.
Amazing. Do you know what, the threads is a good one to just explore, like you say, because especially with more mature clients, they can be amazing.
Yeah.
So it's, like you say, I don't think there's enough out there because it's not something that a lot of practitioners do. But once you've got that knowledge and you understand how they work and make that decision, it could be something really great for your client base to have a think about as well. Take it up a notch.
It's supporting, because everything drops, because that triangle of beauty turns upside down. We all have that, and it's adding to that support. But in all honesty, at this stage, I don't know enough. So, but it's been on my radar. I'll be talking to you next year, and I'll be like, I am the thread queen. I know everything. Let's talk.
Yes. I love that, Aimee. Okay, so just to finish off, I don't really want to finish on a sort of negative note, but I do want to ask what your thoughts are on the regulation changes. Obviously, we don't know what's happening yet, but we have had the government consultation release. So what are you thinking on that?
I think the regulations are amazing. Absolutely amazing. I 100% welcome them. I do believe that the government will make the right decision on this. The divide between medic and non-medic needs to stop.
Yeah.
Let's rule that out. I think you had a previous guest, Claire Spalding, is it?
Yeah, Claire.
And love her. She said exactly the same. Let's all just make sure that safety is paramount and we're all working to these perfect standards and everybody's working or singing from the same hymn sheet. We're all meeting them regulations, and let's stop that divide and build some support. So I'm not worried. I think the regulations will only serve for the good of the people.
Yeah. And those good practitioners will be basically the people who are not doing things correctly may well continue to do that, but there will be consequences now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you're working to those standards anyway, it's okay. You've got nothing to worry about. It upsets me when I see the amount of scaremongering, and I read some social media posts, and they're saying, "Do your level 7A, you have to do it, X, Y, Z." And these practitioners are worried. These newbies are worried, and I think just take a step back. Nothing's been announced. Deal with it when it comes.
100%. Right, we've got 3 minutes left, so we will finish on a positive note. What is there a specific client? I know that will be hard for you because you love all your clients, or a specific event that's happened. Oh, there's something else I wanted to talk about as well. A specific event that's happened in your career that you look back on and you think, oh, do you know what? You look back and you think, I love what I do and I'm so proud.
Yeah, I had a competition winner. I did a competition for Valentine's Day, a £500 gift voucher. Spend it on anything you want. And this lady won. And when COVID came in, she'd been wearing a mask, and she felt wonderful wearing a mask because she was so conscious of her lower face. And she was really fairly young to how she had aged. And she'd been to see a few people and they had said, only a facelift will work, only a facelift will work. And I said, well, yeah, if you want to look 21, get truth, you're going to need a facelift. But we talked really honestly about her expectations. She just wanted to feel a little bit better. She wasn't wanting to look like Kim Kardashian, you know, she was realistic. So I worked on profiling, and oh my God, I still look back at that photo and think I did that. Like that was
Get on your
me.
Instagram because I'm gonna have a look. Can you send it to me?
Yeah, it's on my Instagram. She was competition winner, and the results blew me away. Just even using skin boosters, how well fat dissolving to dissolve any excess, lifting the cheeks, a little bit of jaw, and it really showed how if you work carefully with a combination of treatments suitable for that person, and that was all free, and that made it even nicer. But I still see her now, and her confidence is amazing.
Oh, and that's it. You've gained a repeat customer now. So
yeah, and it's wonderful, and she's confident, and that's made my day because she was probably one of the lowest. You know, she felt the lowest about herself of all my clients. So nobody better, and it was by fluke. I did the wheel thing with the competition, and her name came up, and I thought, oh my God, this is fate.
yeah,
It's always meant to be. So that was wonderful. Yeah, that really made my heart happy.
Aimee, I've loved this conversation. You've made my heart happy from speaking to me. And also you've come out your comfort zone coming on the podcast as well because you were nervous, but genuinely,
oh my God,
absolutely loved hearing about your business and cannot wait to see what happens in the next 6 to 12 months for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and we will definitely have to have a chat again.
100%. Right, this is going to cut off.
Sure, I've got
You're
loads
okay,
of things I could overshare.
Amazing. All right, lovely. I'll drop you a message, okay?
Thanks, babe. Lovely talking to you.
Thank
Have a good
you.
day.